Senna. They've played it before. They played this Senna, but oh, they're going to go for Camille instead on Rattel.
That is a little bit surprising, considering how much emphasis Rolster have put on the red side, banning away the Senna from JDG. The fact that they want to allow it on the red side now is definitely surprising.
Yeah, they banned away the Camille and the Senna on the red side before in the previous 2 drafts. They're going to be taking away Camille, but now JDG, I feel like they have to take away the Senna now. They have to take the Senna. Maybe they can go for something else, like maybe the Kha'Zix. The Kha'Zix is also open for Xingdo. There's the Senna. Yep, it could be either a Kha'Zix or either a Jax now for Xingdo, trying to get the priority on the jungler, because I feel like Xingdo on the jungle, if he can get something that he's comfortable with, he could definitely carry it for JD Game in this game.
It just seems like Jax has found so much success with a lot of these teams, right? Especially the teams that are willing to go into the late game and play for that late state. More often than not, probably the WRL teams, right? And so we see so much success from the Jax. Well,
there it is.
Okay, they will not be able to deny that because JDG just go for it first.
Yep, I think that means that Doe is probably going to pick up the Kha'Zix here. Didn't really do too well in the previous matchup, but I think it's something that Doe is comfortable on, because if they leave it open, then JDG are probably going to ban it away through the second banning phase. Thinking of other picks that are left open as well, we still got the Gragas open, we still got the Garen open as well. Still have a few other picks open. Riven is also left open, the same with Set as well. So Rolster going to try and prioritize, and it's going to be the Ziggs. Could be a flex pick. Luna has played it before in a WCK, but also Zero has also played it. So they might leave it until the second pick phase to see if it's okay for Luna to play an AD carry, or if he's just going to be put on the Ziggs.
I mean, right now, Rolster, still very flexible. They have a lot of options here. Can still go for a lot. Haven't really locked in that much, but now with the Shin, kind of have. It could still go on the on the bot side, but very likely in the top. And then JDG, all right, this is how it is. When you go into game 3, and you see the Ziggs, what do? You hunt for the Ziggs, and the Zed comes through.
Zed's going to jump in. Jax is going to jump in onto the Ziggs as well. It's all about jumping in onto the backline now. And I feel like Rolster is starting to create a comp where it feels like maybe Luna will start to pick an AD carry. You know, you have the Ziggs potential in the mid lane for the wave clear. You have that wave clear, which I feel like most teams try and get. They try and get at least one champion for the wave clear. You have the Shen Camille for the lockdown as well. This could mean that it could be Doe on the Camille instead, because it's most likely going to be a Shen up in the top side. As you go through the second banning phase, JDG are going to ban away the Thresh. Probably going to ban away the Set as well, maybe the Alistar, which Namel looked really, really strong on. On the side of Rolster, they're going to ban the combos with Senna, so like the Gragas and potentially the Nasus.
The Nasus does shut down a lot of hyper carries, so maybe Rolster that should prioritize the Nasus here. Still a little curious what the rest of the composition is going to round off with. You know, they've had some issues in the last game trying to put out consistent DPS. They had quite a bit with Luna still, but the issue really was consistent DPS, right?
Exactly, you know, they had a little bit of like burst DPS, you can say, with like the piercing arrow and everything. You have a lot of bursted damage, and there you go, there's the Nasus ban as well. So ban away combos away from Senna, which means that, I'm trying to think of what else there is. It could be like a Wukong in the bot side with Senna. Ooh. We've seen the Malphite before, but it was played by Rolster. Could be something that maybe JDG will look towards. They got their support, and they've also got their Baron laner. Oh, the Galio as well. Oh! I knew it. As soon as you see the Ziggs mid lane, as soon as you see the Shen.
Instant.
The instant pick.
2 picks flipped at the same time, Stuart.
Vayne, Lulu. Luna's just like, okay, this is my time to shine. And this is what Rolster can play towards. They can play towards Rattel in the top side, but they can also play towards Luna in the bot side. Vayne, Lulu, a very, very classic combo. Lulu did get nerfed. That's why we haven't really been seeing her as much. Then now you have the Vayne. You have the Shen as well. You have the Ziggs and the wave clear in the mid lane, like I mentioned. I read their minds.
A lot of words talking about how there was no consistent damage from Rolster Y, and they say, yeah, we know that. We've got Vayne Lulu now. What are you going to do, JDG? The JDG respond, well, I'm just going to go play the Riven, I guess. I'll play Riven. I'm going to kill your side lane. I'm going to win your side lane. I'm going to assassinate you guys. I don't know what you want.
I think the main thing is, as well, is it's going to be on the sides of Xingdo and Jojo, you know. Right. Are they going to be able to get onto the backline? Are they going to be able to get onto this Vayne Lulu? It's just all about them. It's all about jumping in onto the backline. But you have the Lulu, you have the Ziggs as well. You have
the scary part is after this, in knockouts, you play them again. And what a start here is Rolster Y and JDG go underway. Last game in the series and last chance here for Rolster Y and for Luna to pop off and take a game away and take a series away.
All eyes are going to be on Luna in this game, I feel like. As Zero is playing really aggressive already against his Zed. The range versus melee matchup is a little bit of a difficult one. Oh, okay. He's just like, use Ignite. It's like, I'm going to assert a dominance in this lane. I'm just going to use the Ignite. I'm going to make sure that you can't really do too much. But the early game's going to be very difficult, though. You know, Vayne Lulu, a very, very late game combo. You need to make sure that you survive in the early game. You need to make sure that you just farm up as much as possible. You play passive, because you're at the range disadvantage. You're going to get poked out, as you can see already. And it's a little bit difficult for the side of Luna and Nomel. And it's a different pick for Nomel as well. You know, we've seen him on these aggressive supports, but now it's going to be on more of a supportive enchanter this time.
And it's something that Rolster Y have not experimented very much with, right? We haven't got to see it much of, and now finally with the Vayne, what better time to do it than now? Actually, you get to see here, wow, Rattel into Lemon. This is crazy. Signal coming in for a flank, wants a dive. The mini wave starting to crash in. Rattel has the opportunity to outplay it. He has this Ignite as well. Can he actually get it done though? Signal gonna come through first. Counter-strike early, and so you can see they waited out perfectly. But a flash away from Rattel gets him back on the turret. Ignite already used early on though. They managed to get the strike down. Lemon flashes out, but still goes down. A 1-for-1 exchange to the top side.
1-for-2 outplay for the side of Rattel. Beautiful play by Rattel. He was able to survive, and this is a different matchup. This is now Rattel on the Shen. This is now Lemon on the Riven, and Lemon's just like, okay, I'm going to show you how to play this matchup. He gets a little bit of help as well from Jingdo, but Rattel, with that perfect flash as well to stop the engage, was able to get the 1-versus-2 outplay. And now, on the sides of Rolster, they're going to try and make sure that they can play a little bit more passive, because they need to be a little bit careful. They do have this gaming comp this game, and a little bit of engaged top side as well.
There's no flash on Lemon, so you can't look for this play. One more auto that will get it done. They have no landing out though! Oh my goodness, Lemon! With the upgrade! The level 5 outplay on the turret kills them both in JDG! 2 kills to the top side, 3 kills at the Lemon!
The level up from Lemon in the end. He got level 5. He was able to get the 1-versus-2 outplay. I was just talking about Rattel, 1-versus-2 outplay in the top side. And now we're going to see Lemon as well. He got level 5 in the middle of this fight. Doe wasn't level 5. The lockdown wasn't there. Lemon was able to survive. He got the level 5 after he got the kill. Look how long he was. The shield as well. He got level 5 from the kill. He quickly leveled up, and then he got the double kill. Lemon, you beauty.
Unreal. And Doe was holding on to this flash. You know, he thought they had the kill. He was just going to hold on to this flash a little bit longer. And he gets punished for it by that dot of HP.
Lemon's like, you know what, Rattel? I saw you play Riven last game. It was okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you.
He was playing the shit.
Exactly. And now Lemon's just like, you know what? I'm going to show you how to play the Riven. I'm going to show you how to outplay on the Riven, and he's definitely showing this game. 3-1 already, and again, I feel like it's a story of this game as well. It's all been about the Baron lane. There's been a lot of aggression in this entire series across the Baron lane. The first game was behind, but Zero's looking, yeah, he's gone.
Flash Justice punch, and the death mark is a dead Zero in the mid side. Whew. What a start for JDG, 4-1.
This is what they need to do. They need to shut down Zero in this game. They need to make sure they shut down Zero. They shut down the aggression as well from, you know, shut down really the Ziggs, because the Ziggs can scale into late game with the Vayne as well. But really, really nice aggression from JDG to start things off in this game.
I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for, right? That late game from Rolster Y, but you don't get to late game by losing your early game really bad. Like, that is not an easy way to get to the late game. Exactly.
I mean, they're already a 3,000 gold deficit already in this early game, which is not something that Rolster really wanted to get into. You know, Rolster are the ones that are going to need to play passive. They need to play passive. They need to wait for Vayne to get a few items, wait for Ziggs to get a few items, and then afterwards it's fine. But going back quickly to the Baron lane, you know, it's kind of been a matchup in this that we haven't really spoke about too much. You know, we spoke a little about Rattel, but Lemon on the other side, every single game we've seen these exchanges in the top side. You know, in the first game, it was all about the top side aggression. You know, it was the Wukong for the aggression from Rattel. Sorry, not from Rattel, from Lemon in the first game getting the solo kills. And then in the second game, it was the kind of different matchup than what we had now. It was actually Lemon getting a solo kill on Shen against Riven on Rattel. And now this game, Lemon's on the Riven, and he's the one that's going to play play aggressive, and he's the one that's looking to go in, and
Wow.
same as well with Zex.
Hunting for a kill onto Nomel. He also managed to bring Doki in onto the fight. You can see what happens here. Do losing so much health. Luna losing so much health. They pick up a couple of shields. Rattel comes in with the Stand United, but this is a 3 versus 4. Look at how many you've committed out for the fight.
Lemon's looking to go in. There's so many low health bars on the side of Rolster, but they just dodge everything.
Living Shadow, Nomel still alive at this point. He has the ultimate, and he did not flinch against JoJo.
In the end, it is Rolster who takes the Rift Herald, but I'm not too sure. Zero, do you really want to be standing there? That's not something you want.
Bastion from Zingdo, Lemon tanking up the tower, trying to pick up the honey fruit, but the execute comes through, and another kill in the bot side.
JDG getting more early game advantages against Rolster, against this comp as well. This is what JDG need to do. They need to make sure they keep this momentum. They keep the aggression. They make sure that they get kills onto Lemon, onto Jingdo. Already, Lemon has 4 kills on this Riven. 2,000 gold leads on
Lemon's
Lemon
insane
right now.
He's beasting through this. He's showing how to play Riven, and Rattel, I don't think he's happy about this, Stuart.
Look at this, even more aggressive by JDG now. They're going to try and tower dive. Oh, they're not going to tower dive in the end, but this is what JDG need to do. They need to keep up this aggression, because the later this game goes, the more that Rolster are going to scale as well. But on the side of JDG, they still have a little bit of scaling themselves. You know, they have the Jax, they have the Senna, but I feel like the scaling is on the side of Rolster. So JDG, they need to keep up this aggression. You can see Lemon's getting more and more gold funneled into him as well, into his bot sides.
Game slowing down a little bit. Rolster Y are already losing so much ground here, Stuart. Watch what Lemon's doing. He's going into the jungle. He's taking it away from Do, and Do doesn't get the skill up. Doesn't get much time to farm.
There's not much that anyone on the side of Rolster that can do at the moment against Lemon. You know, pretty much half experience ahead. Yeah, half an experience ahead. You can see all the members, you know, Lemon, Jingdo, and JoJo, all level 9. They're all really, really far ahead at the moment over their counterparts. And Rolster, they need to find a way to slow this game down. But JDG, you know, we're not used to this aggressive style from JDG, but I feel like in this game, they have to keep this momentum going.
And a big part of that, Stuart, I'm going to say this over and over again, is that the teams haven't been able to test them that much yet. Yeah. You know, Rolster Y, one of the few teams that can pose a threat to a WRL team, to JDG, and so they have to pull out the aggression, right? Because against other Chinese teams, you know what they're going to do. They're going to play the Zed, they're going to go into the mid lane, and they're going to hunt for a kill. And they're going to try and find a lead some way, somehow.
Exactly. They've come up with the Zed this game. The Zed is the main one, really. I feel like JoJo, all eyes are on him, really. Who can he land a death mark on? Who can he try and assassinate? I feel like if there's anything that they need to buy this game on the side of Rolster, it's stasis. As soon as you buy the stasis, you feel like you can negate a lot of the damage from the Zed, from the Jax as well. And you have all the shielding and healing as well, you know, from the Lulu and from the Shen. So they have ways to stop the Zed and shut this Zed down. But Rattel, again, he's in a lot of trouble.
This is just a dive. This is a flash in, and this is Zingdo with another kill.
It's another kill over to JDG, but they could try and trade the bot side.
Trading over on the other end. JoJo locked up at Hextech ultimatum. Do pulled away his attention. Wavering there, but ROI will still get the kill in the top side.
That's the first kill over to Luna. That's something that Rolster need to play through. That's their win condition, is through Luna, through getting a Luna head, getting Luna as much gold as possible. But Lemon, he's still playing so aggressive through this bot side. And to be honest, we're at the point of the game already where Lemon has 2 items. He has a Black Cleaver and the Divine Sunder already. He's just going to be unkillable at this point. As Do is... Oh, okay. Do nearly got caught out there with the aggression there from Doki, but unfortunately they weren't able to get the kill. And okay, we're at a bit of a stable point of the game right now. We're
like 10 seconds away from like it not being a stable point of the game, Stuart. I don't want you to say it yet because it's like 5, like ripped out now, no longer stable point of the game.
Okay, we were at like a slow point of the game, but I feel like the aggression is going to keep on coming. It does look like it is. Joe going in for the ulti.
There we go. There's no stable point in the game necessary. Rolster Y acknowledged that the Rip Channel is not something you can find folks. So it's great in the bottom side. We'll end up seeing the Stand United come across to match the heroic entrance out from JDG. A really nice catch on the JoJo, trying to finish off the Zed first. Won't be able to find it, and Doki joined in to help his team, but we get punished for it, and Luna's popping off here in the bot side.
Luna gets a kill in the bot side, but meanwhile, JDG, they're getting advantages over across the rest of the map. It's the mid lane, but Luna's going in again.
They get a catch. They get a huge catch here. She won't go down. JDG have no way of keeping it back alive.
That's another kill over to Luna. It means he's on a killing spree now. That's more gold in the hands of Vayne. 8,300 gold in this Vayne. But like I said, meanwhile, they got JDG got the mid lane tower. Lemon was getting gold in the top side as well. We're going to take a quick look back at this replay. You can see that Do was able to get the tower, and you can see this, the Shen ultimate, the Luna shields on top of that as well. There's nothing that JDG could do about it because Luna's just on the back line, just free hitting with the auto attacks as well. And you can see that this is what Rolster want to play through. Do is just staying on Luna this entire time, making sure that there's nothing they could do. But JDG, they get more objectives.
They get the objectives to get one turret in the mid lane, a second charge on the inner tier turret, and then the dragon as well. So JDG might have lost a couple of kills, but they still are 5,000 gold ahead here.
Yep, 5,000 gold ahead. Like you said, even though the kills are even, they have 2 dragons, they have 3 towers as well. They're just getting a lot of gold across the map from just outplaying them in terms of macro-wise. You know, it might not be in terms of, you know, team fights, maybe the skirmishes are not going their way, but this is the great thing about WRL teams and JDG in general, is that they just play the map so well. They know how to get advantages across the map.
Gonna keep pressuring them in as we start to see now JoJo picking up quite a couple of items. You know, when you have so much ability haste, so much cooldown reduction, it just becomes so easy to have that death mark on cooldown, on demand. You get to go onto Luna, onto Zero, and someone needs to do something. Here's the thing here, Stuart. I say that, Doki actually getting caught out here by Do, so I need to put my attention onto that first as JDG will once again see someone get caught out position.
Another kill over to Luna. Luna's on a rampage now. It's ramping up more and more gold, and this is looking more and more promising now. JDG, they've slowed down a little bit. They had a little bit of that early game aggression. They tried to put Luna behind. They got a few kills onto Zero, but now Luna has a few kills, has 4 kills, has the most gold on his team. But look at the opposite side of the map. Lemon is nearly double the amount of gold of Rattel.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Nearly double the amount of gold.
Well,
in a
remember that jungle game? Remember that game with the junglers? I'm gonna let you stew on it for a little second.
I'm trying to think.
If you, it's fine if you don't recall it, but with another WRL team, where you had like where Hells was saying, we're gonna see like triple the gold lead over somebody else, like a 10,000 like gold lead off of something else. A big little pickup here over by the top side while we're discussing something else entirely. Roasted Wine were also caught unawares. Now they have to try and do some damage control. Do caught out, and
Luna's
Luna
dead.
caught out. A triple kill here for Singdo. JDG are punishing Roasted Wine.
Yeah, Jingdo, beautiful play on the Jax there in the end. The counter-strike coming up huge against the Vayne. Vayne is the champion that wants to auto-attack. You know what's perfect to counter that? It's the counter-strike. And they're just going to go straight for this Baron as soon as it spawns at 13 minutes. But there's nothing that they could do. Luna's dead for 10 seconds.
I mean, you just have JoJo single-handedly zoning them off. Zero needs to be aware of this, need to back away. He still has the Hourglass, so he can survive through the damage from JoJo. But that's another big issue, right? You can pick up the Hourglass, but you're not doing damage while you're in stasis.
Yeah.
So Luna, you might be able to survive, but the rest of your team dies when you come back out. You're just going to die anyway.
Exactly, and that means that JDG are able to take this Baron. It's nearly a 10,000 gold lead now, and I feel like it's slowly starting to get away from Rolster, and it kind of fell apart a little bit in the early game where they were trying to make some early game plays. It was JDG really with the aggression on the top side again, with Lemon getting so far ahead against Rattel, and Rattel only has 2 items completed, and meanwhile, you know, Lemon has 3 items completed. Jingdo on this Jax as well is so far ahead, and everything's on the hands of Luna at the moment. But the problem is that Luna just can't 1 versus 9. He can't kill everyone on the side of JDG.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do single-handedly, right? Luna is stacked up against some incredibly immense odds. Here, JDG looking so incredibly strong. We see the power of the combo.
Luna, though,
trying to force their hand, trying to force JDG into an uncomfortable position. Doki gets the taunt off, and they got the crowd control onto Luna. Luna goes down once again. JDG in prime position to close out the game.
Yeah, they're in prime position indeed. They're going to look to try and end it. They have the Baron buff. This has happened before. They're going to be splitting up. They've got multiple minions rushing in, and this could be the end of the game.
2 dead on the side of Roasted Wine. Last stand comes through. JDG moving in, gets the taunt down, moving on to the Nexus. JDG for the win, and WRL against the world. WRL, don't lose!
Clean sweep for WRL today. They win every single series that they won. JDG, Nova, J-Team, FPX, every single one of these Chinese teams go through as the first seed in group stage. And I'll be honest, Grandon, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an all-Chinese semi-final at this point. They look absolutely unbeatable.
Your reward for making it into knockout stage is to play a WRL team.
Yeah.
For all the other teams here, and we have some amazing teams through it, their prize is to play against a Chinese team.
Whoever goes through as the second seed now, they're just like, okay, great, we made it through to knockouts. And it's just like one of them things where you look at the next step ahead, you're like, oh no.
So remember earlier today when we saw Omo have his players to watch, and it was all jugglers. You were like, these are...
It feels like throughout the whole day we've been saying the same story 4 different times, but I feel like what's changed since the play-ins is that, you know, all of the Chinese teams today, they were definitely challenged, Hells. They were definitely pushed. And, you know, well, okay, maybe some more than others, but I feel like they definitely sweated.
Surprisingly, the least challenging game for the WRL today was the Nova Team Flash series.
Right.
Yeah.
That one we expected to be the closest, if not the one that the
That's right.
non-WRL team would win. Ended up being the easiest for Nova.
And that's why esports is so interesting,
Yeah.
right? That's why the Wild Rift Icons are so interesting. You can see these random teams just doing such a good job. Omega Esports as well, right? They did so incredibly well against
They won that
FPX, who's the #1 team from the WRL. So it's just super interesting to see what kind of plans all these teams have to try and take the series from the WRL, and to see that the craziest plans, right? Like with the Veigar and the Draven, these are the types of things that work. And the further we got into the